Hi everyone, it's been a bit over a week since the latest title update, so let's have a look at the latest bow builds. Not much has changed for bows since the latest update. Close range coating is still king in terms of damage, but if you want a bit more comfort you can use power coating instead. The new Zosha bow is not as good as the G Arcvale bow in terms of damage, but it's pretty close. Bow skills are still pretty much the same as before. For dash dancing, you want to take some combination of spread, critical boost, elemental attack, and bandolier. For dragon piercer, which has been heavily nerfed, by the way, you'll still be taking pierce, crit, and true shot. Note that in practice, dragon piercer is about 15 to 20% weaker, but the damage nerf mainly comes in the form of the damage fall off rather than the base damage itself. In terms of armor builds, 4-piece Gore is still a great generic option, and it has maximum constitution and stamina surge to boot. Now if you don't need stamina surge, there are a couple of flex level 2 skills that you can take, which I've put on the screen there. 2-piece Gore plus 2-piece Zosha is now a thing, and these builds are slightly higher damage than 4-piece Gore on the realistic agitator uptimes for endgame monsters. And this is because the Zosha armor is great in terms of slot efficiency. There are a couple of variants, and they're all very close in terms of damage to each other. This variant on the screen is the G Arc Glove variant, and is the highest damage among these. The main problem is that it only has 2 level 2 slots, which means it can't max stamina surge. The Mizu Greaves variant is slightly lower in terms of damage, by trading 1 level of agitator for 1 level of burst. This build can max stamina surge, but the problem is that it can only take up to 3 levels of constitution, which means you need to eat for black belt meal. The Convert Element build is the best for dragon matchups where the enemy can also do elemental attacks. The most notable one is Zosha, but also the Wrath Twins as well as Gravios. For these matchups, you want to make sure that you can quickly proc Convert Element by discerning dodge and elemental attack, like a Fireball for example. There is a variant where you can take the Zosha chest over the Arcvale chest, and this effectively trades 1 level of Adrenaline Rush for 2 levels of Agitator. So for matchups where Agitator uptime is high, this is slightly better in terms of damage. However, it comes at the cost of 1 level of Stamina Surge. For a comfort build, you can take 2 Zosha pieces with 2 Arcvale pieces, which gives you a lot of health regen via their set bonuses. This build still gives you most of the offensive skills. The main one that's lacking is the Gore bonus. If you want even more comfort, you can take the Evade Window Charm, which effectively swaps out 2 levels of Agitator for 4 levels of Evade Window. Last but not least, a note on Mantles. So obviously Corrupted Mantle has been nerfed heavily, but it's still free damage and it's still viable. However, Evasion Mantle is a real alternative and is the better option if you can consistently proc its attack buff. So to sum up, GU1 brought some changes to bow builds, but not a huge amount. The builds shown in this video should be close to optimal, but you may want to make some tweaks for certain matchups or strategies. That's all for now, thanks for watching.